Hello everyone, my name is Todd Plymale, and I'd like to share with you the first video game that I've ever created. As you can see in the background, I utilized Twine for my game. Um, I turned it into a choose your own adventure series of choices to adjust to this format. And without any further ado, let's play Find the Fossils. So the gameplay starts out, it tells the player they've been chosen, they've been hired as a tour company guide, and before they actually go out and take paying customers, they need to run this simulation to make sure that they can run the tour properly and in the right order. So what they have to do, rather than initially I said they could collect fossils in any order, I simplified the gameplay a little bit, and I said that you have to start with the oldest rocks and fossils in New York State and end with the youngest, going in chronological order. So that's the background for this game, and players click on the link to start the tour. Now, while I was programming and coding, um, I ran into a little bit of trouble. So in the gameplay, players need to use a map of New York State's bedrock and a table showing the geologic history of New York as guides. Without these two pieces, you can't play the game at all. Now, when I was practicing coding, Twine looks great because, I mean, it would look so easy to add images and audio. So I got to the adding images and audio, images and music to your Twine game. I looked, and what I do is I created a hyperlink for my document, which I have right here. I place this as an Imgur file or Imgur. Anyways, I place these as a file, and I should be able to hyperlink this and then just add this introduction, this symbol IMG space SRC equals, then put my link in quotation marks, add the quotation mark at the end, space, forward slash, and whatever that arrow symbol is. It was that simple. I tried every permeation of this coding technique and was not able, adding spaces, taking away spaces, was not able to get it with just a simple, a couple letters at the beginning, a few symbols at the end, just wasn't able to do it. What I decided to do out of sheer frustration was to just modify it, have the player highlight, copy the link. So they just copy that, and then they will have these two files. First is the gameplay map, and here's your gameplay map of New York State with the 6 locations the players have to choose from to go in and find fossils. And then the other file describes the geologic history of New York State. Now, what you have to do to play the game is this line right here shows the rock record. Anywhere there's a solid line there, we have rocks in New York State from that time period. So if you want to find something from the Permian period here, they don't exist. There's no rock record in New York State for the Permian. And once you find layers with a rock record, you can look to the right-hand side, and each of these letters, A, B, D, J, they correspond to fossils in New York State. So what I want the students and the players to be able to do is recognize that the Cambrian has a rock record, and it has the oldest fossil available in New York State, the trilobite. So what they would have to do is then find the Cambrian um, rock on the map. So you go down here, you can see that this is in sequential order. There's the Cambrian layer, there's the symbol, and they would have to go to that location first to take their tour group and find the oldest fossil. So let's hit the road with the players, and you have a map marked with the 6 locations where our tours can stop to find fossils. The player needs to use their knowledge of the geologic history of New York State to select the first stop, the one with the oldest fossils. And it tells them to choose carefully or they'll have to start over. So we go back to our map. We see Cambrian matches up with the number 4 on the map. So the player, if they select 1, 6, 3, 2, or 5, they're going to get the restart page. So, oops, I forgot. They're going to have to start with, location 4. Congratulations. They stopped where the Cambrian bedrock was, the oldest bedrock layer in New York State. Now they have to choose a second stop. So what they would do is they would go back to their file and see that there are multiple fossils. Here's the rock record. There are multiple fossils from the Ordovician period. So now they have to go to the map, find the Ordovician. So there we go. There's Ordovician time period. There's the diagonal lines, the symbol. So location 1 would have those fossils. So now to the next step. Their second stage, they got to go to location 1. Great. So they stopped at the Ordovician bedrock, the second oldest layer. Now they have to go to the third stop, the one that comes after Ordovician. So they click on, they would see Silurian has a rock record, and there's fossils here. So they would have to find something for the Silurian period. Oh, so we look at the map. We go down, we find Silurian, or these vertical lines here. That corresponds to number 6. So they're going to click on 6. And here we go for our third stage, station 6. Congratulations, they found it. So what's the one after Silurian? After Silurian is going to be Devonian. Okay, we can see those fossils there. There's the rock. There's the name of the time period, Devonian. So our player is going to go to the map, find the Devonian period. There we go, there's a little dotted line. So right here, location 3, the Appalachian Plateau. So I'm going to click on location 3, and I'm rolling. I got 3 down, 3 to go. So now the next stop we're going to see is going to be, there's a gap. There's no fossils for this whole time period here. Then I see fossil L, or dinosaur right here. Don't ask me to pronounce it. And we go to the left. We see that's the Triassic time period. So I'm going to go to the map, find the Triassic time period. Here we go. I see the late Triassic, early Jurassic. That's right here at location 2 in the Palisades Sill. So I'm going to click on 2. And here we go. Click on location 2. Great. One stop away. Now I just need the final stage. There's no fossils in this entire period, but now I've got rocks from the Quaternary period, and I can see right along here. Here they are. I'm going to go to the map and find Quaternary or Pleistocene would also work here. Go back and find that. Here you go. There's the Pleistocene epoch, part of the Quaternary period. So on the map, I find that Pleistocene here. I see that symbol. That matches my last number, location number 5 on Long Island. And now I'm going to click on location number 5. So I did it. I completed the simulation of a simulated tour of New York State's geology, and the player is now ready to take paying customers out into the real world. The student, now what I would do is, ideally I would have this assigned as a homework assignment for students, where, we'd take them 10, 15 minutes to complete this, print the screen, show it to me, and I give them credit. There's some things I'd like to add, so let's click on the wrong move. So you click on the wrong move, took a wrong turn. Oh no, you made a wrong turn. It's a good thing it's training, or the customers might not leave a 5-star review. So go back, double check, and then hit the road again, and they start back from the beginning. So if they make a wrong move, there's no bugs with the wrong moves. I've tried them all out. Everything works great. The only thing I don't like is, let's say a player, let's see what the first stop was. Stop 4. So let's say the player makes a wrong move, wrong turn. They can just go back, keep clicking. My students are pretty smart, so I wouldn't be surprised if they could just start clicking wrong turn, 1, 2, wrong turn. I could actually probably list the students who would, jump this opportunity, be like, hey, I figured out how to do it in the fastest way possible, which is just through trial and error. So I like how this game came out. I did pare down a few things. I cut out some of the options on the map, whereas initially in my game on paper, players had to choose their location. There were no numbers at first, and then I modified it and I had a number to each location for the tabletop version. Though what I found was all these different locations left me like 24 possible choices, which not impossible, but then with those choices, I originally had it where there was no order that the students had to select it in. The number of permutations and possibilities, the amount of programming I would have had to do on Twine, and if let's get a view of my Twine map, as you can see, my Twine map is pretty complicated as it is. Nothing crazy, but I'm trying to imagine this as 23 choices for each stage, and to be able to do the stages in any order they wanted, it would have been a Herculean task. So I simplified it by giving them the 6 locations and having them go in chronological order. So that made the game manageable. I found that it ran smoothly, no bugs. I really enjoy Twine. I'm looking forward to using it some more, and especially to figuring out to insert an image or audio or links. I'm still working on the next stages of the game. But that's my game. I hope you enjoyed it. And obviously, you can play it as part of what I left in Dropbox for you. So if you're interested, please give it a try.